Hi there, and welcome to my lesson for today. I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I usually do and how I usually teach a lesson. So how I'm going to really be showing you all information is through cards. And so one thing you all should know about me, or should know about me before we really get started, is that my handwriting sucks. So I really apologize for that. I know it's not going to be the best in the world, but hey, what can you do? So what my topic is going to be on today is the spread of fascism, primarily during World War II throughout Europe and then also even over in Japan. And so how those powers spread, and primarily the three main men who caused the rise of fascism and promoted really the aggressive action of World War II. And so how we're going to be learning this is through what we like to call an acronym. And so what an acronym is, it's a literary device which we can use to, we can form a phrase, we can form a word, something like that to learn some form of information or content. And so the acronym we're learning about today is known as Three Hated Men. So, as we go through this acronym, there's going to be one person's name that's going to start with a T, one person's name is going to start with an H, and then one person's name is going to start with an M. Now, to give you a little cheat sheet, to give a little preview of what's going to happen, I actually have given you already the acronym broken down into what we're going to be talking about today. Now we have 3, which will be Hideki Tojo. So just we're doing last names, so don't have to worry about learning the full name. We also have for hated, we have Hitler, and then for men we have Mussolini. So those are the 3 main players that rose in their countries, promoted fascism, and became dictators of their own country. So, what we're going to be starting off with is the letter T. So, 3, and the person's name is Hideki Tojo, and he was the Prime Minister of Japan. And so, as you can see right there in the camera, he is riding on a plane that has the Japan red sun, and he also says, "To Pearl Harbor we go," with the rising Japan sun for their flag. And so, one thing interesting about Tojo is, it says on the piece of paper saying, "To Pearl Harbor we go." Tojo was actually the man who was behind and responsible for the bombing of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii in America, which actually brought America into the war because America had been neutral for such a long time. But, of course, that's a different lesson. We'll talk about that another day. So now I'm going to put some information up on the board here, or actually not on the board, in front of the camera here. So if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause it. You can get all the information copied down if you want to. So one thing to remember is the triple T's of Tojo. So, for example, we have 3, for the acronym 3, Tojo, of course his name, and then we have Tokyo. Now, this is how you remember what country's from, because Tokyo is one of the primary cities in Japan, and so that's how you can remember that he's the Prime Minister of Japan. So now, the question is, why did Tojo want to go into fascism? Why did he want to strike out against the Allied forces? Why against America? Well, the interesting thing is that Japan actually fought in World War I with the Allied forces. And so after the war, Japan thought that they would get a large piece of land in Asia because they had dreams of being the main ruler of the Asian region. But after World War I, the Allies did not give Japan that much. In fact, they really didn't give them much at all. So then Tojo takes advantage of this. He comes in and says, "Hey, what's the big deal? We deserve more than what we got. And actually, we deserve to be the main ruler of Asia. So let's form our own fascist dictatorship and take control and grab what is rightfully ours." And so that was the main driving force for Japan and why they let Tojo become prime minister in 1940, is for that sense of, let's take what is rightfully ours. And actually, that's going to be a very big theme throughout these next 2 guys, and actually all 3. So, second person actually, is we have hated, which will be Adolf Hitler from Germany. And as you can see, there he is holding the flag right there with a swastika on there. That was the official symbol for Germany. So now, again, I'll put a little information here on front of the screen. But one thing is that after World War I, which it's not like Japan that they fought for the Allies, Germany fought for the Axis powers. And so after the war, Germany was just devastated. I mean, the country was just completely destroyed almost. And so Germany felt like, oh, gosh, this is terrible. Our lives are awful. So then Hitler comes in, who's actually a World War I hero for Germany. He actually won the Iron Cross, which is actually one of the biggest awards you can receive in military service. And so he was saying, Germany deserves to be the ultimate race. We deserve to be rulers of the world. We are a pure people, and we don't need anyone telling us what to do or how to do it. And so he really blamed the Allies on why Germany was in the way it was. And so it made the German people angry at the Allies. So that gained popularity with him. Also, one thing he did, he also used the Jewish nation as a scapegoat. He said that the Jewish people were in the government, they're in labor unions, things like that. They're corrupting our country and making Germany even worse. So that it created even more hatred towards other people in Germany, towards Jewish people, to Allies, really to everybody. I mean, they just wanted to take over. I mean, I won't say all the German people, but Hitler, for sure, wanted to be the supreme ruler of the world. And he definitely spoke of that in his speeches, his literature, everything like that. And so he became chancellor in 1933 based on that popularity of spreading hatred. So when we do look at the acronym, it does match with Hitler. Hatred. Hatred of other people. Hatred of other religions. Saying that the Jews are the reason why our country's the way it is. So we have come to the last person. And his name is Benito Mussolini. And he is from Italy. And he is for the acronym MEN. And so one thing you see on here, he's riding in a tank and it says, "Onward, my veterans." So now here's the thing is, okay, what's the big deal about saying veterans? Why was he saying that? Well, the main reason why is because, again, like I said, we look at central themes through history. Actually, Italy fought for the Allies during World War I. And so, after the war was done, same thing with Japan. They thought that they were going to get a lot of territory for their country. Well, when the treaty happened, and they didn't get that much, if at all, they felt like, they were cheated. And so then you have Mussolini, same thing with Tojo in Japan. He comes in and he says, we deserve more than what we got. So, how he gains popularity is, since he was a veteran during World War I, he created what is called the Veterans League, which was a group of veterans from World War I who got together, and that's really how he got his foot in the door with politics. He gained popularity from that, and he would just eventually become the dictator of Italy back in 1928. So, all these three people coming together. So basically, what do we got? What's the main thing we take from this? So, we have Tojo. To review the acronym, we have Tojo with 3. We have Hitler, hated. And then we have, sorry about it's like a mirror when I'm trying to do this. And then we have men for Mussolini. So 3 hated men. And so what does that give us? A lot of question marks. What that will give us is what we know now today as the Axis powers. And so we will be talking about that tomorrow. Like I said, if you have any questions, email me. I'm sorry that maybe the paper wasn't as in the screen as it should have been. Request on if I should keep the paper up more so you can take notes just by not even have to worry about pausing it. Just let me know. Thank you all for listening, and you have a good day. Bye.